Hi guys, and welcome to the first video that I'm going to try and put up, giving you a little bit of a how-to and tip for this week from the Valley Local website. And I just got a LokProgrammer from ESU and also a Decoder Tester, and wanted to go over real quick of how I set it up, because it was easier than I expected, and I think that if you survive through this video, you'll see how easy it can be. First thing you want to do definitely is to follow the instructions at the website there. It's esu.eu/en videos LokProgrammer, and just check the video for the unboxing and setup of LokProgrammer. It's two main steps. The first one is to download the device driver for the cable that comes with the LokProgrammer, which is this cable here, and download the driver and download the software, which is the latest version, is at least as of this date, is LokProgrammer 4.5.2. Just follow the directions. It's really very simple. The video is only 12 minutes long, and at the end of 12 minutes you'll have your LokProgrammer software set up and your hardware set up. The main thing that you want to do is make sure that you have your hardware set up first before you open the LokProgrammer software. And the video that is available on the ESU site goes through that very clearly, so you should have no problems. There is no video, however, for setting up the decoder tester. So that's what I wanted to show you real quick. Like I said, it ended up being simpler than I expected. And the steps really are that you want to be sure and connect your track output, which is here, from your LokProgrammer through the wires to your track input here on the decoder tester. Now, in order to test a decoder, I actually have an NCE decoder that I had kicking around that I've never used. It's not a sound decoder. It's a regular just motor control decoder, and it's actually from something like 2001. Yeah, this was an old one, and I still actually have the directions. Anybody that knows me knows I'm kind of a sucker for directions, so I do still have the directions, which actually ended up being good, because what I was able to do is I was able to discern what all of these wires were off the decoder, which color goes to which. I haven't ever done any installations before. Those of you that have probably know this by heart, but you can get a description right in the instructions of what each wire means by its color. And what I also did, and it's not supplied with the decoder tester, so I just kind of did it myself, is if you look here on the inputs, those screw terminals, you can see aux 4, 3, 2, motor 1, track 1, etc. And that is for any decoder that you need to hardwire in that does not have a harness or a plug. You just plug all the wires right into these terminals. Now, the decoder tester that ESU supplies can test a whole range of decoders, some with the standard plugs, as well as different decoders from Europe. So for right now, I just have the switch set on 16 ohm for the speaker. This switch up here is off. I'm not planning on using those terminals at all. But the old decoder that I had was just just regular wires without a harness or a plug or anything. So I wanted to find out what all those colors were, which is what I did. And then what I did is I made up a little chart. And on the side here are all the sockets for all on that green plug that you saw on the decoder tester here. And they're just listed here on the table. And then from the instructions that come with the decoder tester, which are here, you'll see a handy dandy table here that gives you what each of those outputs correspond as far as the wire color. Now, it's in multiple languages and multiple types of systems, including DCC and Markland. What you want is the DCC column at the far right, and you see there Schwartz, black, red, orange all those different things. And just to make it crystal clear to myself, I went through and made this second column with the corresponding colors for the sockets on the decoder tester. And then for this particular NCE decoder, I used the instructions that you saw before and just figured out, okay, well, which colors of wires correspond to which actual functions on the decoder itself. And I just made that sort of chart. And then it was just an easy task of just matching up the wires to the sockets and plugging them in and screwing them in properly. Now we're ready to test the decoder. And for that, it's a very simple matter of you open up your LokProgrammer and just close that out. Then you go up to your driver's cab. Now, once you hit this go button, you're going to see on your track input on your decoder tester, once you hit that go button, you will see that light come on. And that shows that you have power coming from the LokProgrammer into the decoder tester. Now, I already have a lighting function turned on, so I'll turn that off. Let's see. There we go. Now, each of these wires, if everything's hooked up properly, you should be able to put the decoder through its paces, testing out all the different functions. So what I have done here is I'll turn on the light, and you'll see that right there, it's FL. Sorry, it's upside down, but that's for front light. When I reverse the direction, it's a rear light. And I just did that on the driver's cab in the LokProgrammer, forward and reverse with the light on. Now here's one of the coolest things is that I have it going forward, and then as I press this button to move up the power, maybe hopefully you can hear that. You can hear the motor running, and you can also see the light here, the FWD light, indicating forward. Stop it, and the light goes out. I'll hit reverse, and then notice that the headlights switch as well to rear light. And now I'll power it up and reverse. No, I don't have a sound decoder. You may have heard a hot rod just going by outside. So then I'll stop it. This old NCE decoder is not a sound decoder. If it was, I'd be able to use the built-in speaker here to hear the sounds. And I plan on doing that with a couple of ESU decoders that I have that I'd like to just try out before I put them in a locomotive. So this is a real simple setup, very highly recommended. You can test your decoders out before you install them in a locomotive. And one thing that I found very interesting and was a great lesson here is that the NCE decoder that I had, I don't know why, but actually the motor wires are reversed. According to the chart, the orange and gray wires should go to motor 1 and motor 2 respectively. But when I did that, the lighting direction and the motor direction didn't correspond with one another. So it was just a simple matter of swapping that orange wire and gray wire, and now everything works properly. So that would be something that I would note for this particular decoder when I go to install it. Note that so that I solder everything to what I'm supposed to. So hopefully that clears up any mystery and clears any fog that you might have with the ESU decoder tester. If you have any questions about it, anything that maybe I could help you with or help guide you with, just leave it in the comments below or contact me directly. And thanks for watching this, which is my first ever how-to video. Thanks very much for watching.